Is it taking longer to sell your property that's in the market? Currently, I have 2 HDBs, 3 condominiums, and 4 landed properties for sale. And I noticed that since December 2025 up to now, which is just after Chinese New Year or during the Chinese New Year period, we do get less people coming to view. Some properties, a lot of interest. People come and view because they want to have a look at it. So I did get a couple of offers, but some offers don't meet up with the seller's expectation. So my question really is it taking longer for you to sell your property, whether it's HDB, private condominium, or landed? And there could be many reasons, but of course the transaction volumes have come down, and that's also because it's holiday season, you expect more people to go holiday and so on. So, but I believe that after Chinese New Year, you should be getting more buyers coming to view your property. So there's a much higher chances of closing the sale. But I always advise my sellers a few things, right? Number one, hold steady and keep at it, right? Because when the right buyer comes and they like the property, they will be willing to pay you almost or maybe even more than what you expect because they like your property. So getting the right buyer takes a bit of time. Number two is when you put your property out for sale, I think it's really important to entertain every buyer that comes and wants to view. Of course, we always say, as agents, we say we must qualify the buyer, tell them everything on the phone before they come. My style has always been, I will inform them about the property and invite them to come and view the property, because it's my job when they are there at the property to understand their needs and try and match my property to their needs. And a lot of times this conversation is what you are paying us for. You're paying us to find the need of the buyer, make sure there's a match, and see if they're willing to pay what you expect. And of course, the negotiation part comes after that. So the sales agent being there on the ground, allowing more buyers to come and view the properties and having discussions is a really important step that cannot miss. So if you as a seller have more time to allow more buyers to come and view at the buyer's convenience, will be definitely useful. The other thing is about the condition of the house when viewings happen. So I do advise my sellers when viewers are coming, I'll give them some basic advice, like don't hang the clothes, or if they are heavy cooking in the house, I always tell them, let's try and air the house out a bit, so when people walk in, they smell fresh air as much as possible, and lights on, and if it's a hot day, turn the aircon on so it's a bit cooler, stuff like that. I mean, basic things that you want when the buyers walk into the house, you want the buyer to feel comfortable, right? So that's the second thing, right? So that one really is agent and seller. Seller must be willing to do that. Now, it doesn't mean go paint your house and stage the house with new furniture and all that. That is for very specific situations. Most of the time, you don't need to do that, right? Then, of course, the last thing is about agent-to-agent communication. Me as an agent, when people other agents bring buyers to me, this is their buyer, right? So I try to have very courteous, very open, a very welcoming approach. And a lot of times agents will ask, are you willing to share your commission? Because there's a co-broke happening as well. So I always make it very clear that I will co-broke with you freely, and depending on the price that we get, I may be even able to give you a little bit more from my commission, right? So those are the basic things. So if you have a house that you are selling and it's taking a bit longer, stay steady. Just go through some of the points that I went through and see what happens. Now, the point about pricing. Now, when we are pricing a property, let's say I'm pricing an executive apartment or a 3-bedroom apartment in a condominium, I would have done my homework to see who are the other ones selling, what is their pricing, what is their unique selling points, what is my unique selling points, and see how I can price so that any buyer that's coming in will look at everyone and say, okay, it's all priced fairly. Nothing is too high, and of course nothing is too low. Usually don't have too low, I think. But anyway, yeah, so to do that research is very important, and then for the seller to accept. Of course, if you have a property that is, let's say market rate is $1 million, and you believe that your property can get a premium, and you want $1.1 million, then you explain to your agent and see how your agent can position the premium, right? Nothing wrong with trying. Then of course when you get a sincere, genuine buyer who really wants to buy a property, then the negotiations happen, and it's always a win-win situation. Everybody wins. So I wish you all the luck. If you want me to try and sell your property for you, call me. But I think as long as the agents are doing a great job and buyers are coming in, and you can hear from the agents how they position your house and you're comfortable doing that, then everything is fine. So yes, it's taking a little bit longer, but otherwise I think just stay steady, and wish you all the best.